we can start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Vedanti Patel, Assistant Professor from Computer Engineering Department, Paro University. I would like to welcome you all in webinar on Introduction to Data Analytics with Power BI for Beginners. Now, our today's expert is Mr. Azruddin Luhar. He is a data scientist, and Mr. Darsil Dalwadi, Power BI Consult at BI Consulting Services, Vadodara. He will provide the knowledge about data analytics with Power BI. So, Mr. Azruddin sir and Darsil Delwari sir, I would like to welcome you on behalf of Computer Engineering Department and Paro University. It's over to you, sir. Welcome to you, sir.
Yeah,
Hello.
thanks a lot.
Yeah, hi Vedanti. Yeah.
Okay,
So
sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, we good to go, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So hello all. My name is Azruddin Luhar, and I'm a data scientist with over 2.5 years of experience in this data analytics field, working in their consulting, Vadodara itself. And on the other hand, we are also having Darshil Dalwadi. He's a Power BI consultant, having experience of more than 3 years in the Power BI field. So hi Darshil.
Yeah, hello everyone. Good
Hmm.
afternoon. Myself, Darshil, and I am Power BI consultant and having over the 3 years of experience in Power BI itself. And I'm working in Vadodara.
Yeah. So uh, we are starting the practical session. So today's agenda is like we will be giving you the brief introduction of Power BI, as well as we will be building a sample report also throughout the session. So there will be theoretical part, and also there will be practical part. So you can grasp as much as knowledge of Power BI as you can. So yes, Darsil, we can start, right?
Yeah, sure. You
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. So let's start.
Okay. So let's start with the introduction to Power BI. So the first question arise in our mind is what is Power BI and how we can implement in our life. Yes. So the Power BI is a data visualization and a business intelligence tool which gathers the data from data sources and create interactive dashboards and Power BI reports. Right. So basically, it is a process of converting raw data into the meaningful information. Right. So Power BI is a collection of software services and connectors. There are many. So that works together and converted that raw data into the meaningful information. And your data may be Excel spreadsheet, SQL Server. There are many connectors are available. Power BI lets you easily connect your data sources, visualize that data, and share with any other users. Right. So this is the brief introduction to Power BI.
Yeah.
Now,
So the next is we are having market trend of Power BI. So basically we are going to talk that why we should choose Power BI and why we should choose to learn Power BI apart from the other tools. So first of all, there is a report which is being published by Gartner every year. So that report is called Gartner's Magic Quadrant report. So this is the latest report we are having. Okay. So as you can see, the Microsoft is still leading the Magic Quadrant of Gartner's. That means that how this particular score is given to every visualization tool available in the market is basically on two variables. First one is the executiveness of particular tool, that how fast it is executing your queries, how fast you can get the insights from your data, and how fast it is generating the visuals. Okay, and the second is the completeness of vision. That is first standing for that for, let's say, you are having a particular problem and you want to visualize it through your data, raw data, to a visual form. So basically what happens that gardeners test each tool with the help of completeness of vision factor. So they start to like test every visual of every tool, like how they are perfectly visualizing our data, or they are following the gardener's guidelines so that your data is perfectly visually available to you. So that's how a report is generated every year. So since last couple of years, Power BI of it's from Microsoft product itself. So Microsoft is leading in the business intelligence tools in the market. So this is the report of 2022. As you can see, Microsoft is still the leader in BI tools and following by the Tableau itself. So these two are the competitor in the market currently. So this is how the Gartner generate report and give scores to available tools in market. So the meaning of stating this report is that you should start learning Power BI itself, because it is leading the market right now, especially the business intelligence market. So yeah, moving forward, we are also having the parts of Power BI, handling over to
Yeah,
Darshil.
yeah, sure. So there are majorly three parts of Power BI. The first one is Power BI Desktop. The second one is Power BI Service. And the last one is Power BI Mobile Application. So let's see the first part, which is Power BI Desktop. So Power BI Desktop is nothing but an desktop application which you can download from the Microsoft's website, and you can install it in your local computer. Generally, Power BI developer uses this Power BI Desktop tool, and most of the users work on the Power BI projects is using this tool to create reports, and after generating reports, they can share that report by the use of Power BI service. So let's uh, the next part is Power BI service. By the you So Power BI service is nothing but an online web application for provided by the Microsoft. So it is the platform where you can publish your Power BI desktop reports, and also you can share that report with other users or within your organization. And
Yeah.
okay, the last part is Power BI mobile application. So Power BI mobile application is you can download it from Play Store, and you can visualize already developed report whichever published on Power BI service. So Power BI mobile application is used to just visualize your Power BI reports.
Okay, so basically, Power BI desktop is being used by the developers like us. So we can get the data from the client side, and we can generate meaningful insights and visuals, reports and dashboard, so that business related people or business decision takers can visualize their sales, let's say historical sales, or they can also forecast their sales, so that every decision related to business can be taken. Okay, sure. So moving forward.
Yeah, so the
Okay,
next
yes.
part is why the need of data visualization. So let's take an example. Suppose I am the owner of any company and I want to see that where my company stands for, and how is growing, right? So I am not taking any spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet to see whether my company is growing or falling, right? So the concept is uh, to convert raw data like spreadsheet data into the meaningful insights like graphs and visuals. There are many charts by which I can decide that where my company stands, right? So the goal of data visualization is to convert meaningful information from the raw data.
Yeah. So there is also a scientific study, Darshil, that our human mind can process pictures better than the given row numbers.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So
That's the reason
visualization.
why.
Yeah, yeah. So the visualization is much faster to the human mind rather than the actual given raw numbers. Yeah. So that is why we visualize data. Okay. Because data nowadays is growing rapidly, right, Darshil?
Yes.
Yeah, so we are in the era of big data right now.
Yeah,
So
so
it
it
is,
is necessary to convert that tons of data into the meaningful insights, which is
mm,
required for the decision makers.
yeah, perfect. So moving forward,
Yes.
yeah.
So uh, from now onwards, we can see we can also practical part. Yes,
Yeah,
Azuddin?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
So the first part is data connectors available in Power BI desktop application. So data connector is nothing but uh, the the data sources like files, databases,
Yeah,
files such
so
as text and CSV files are there, Excel spreadsheets are there, databases like SQL Server and many others online services also are available. And there are 100 plus data connectors are available in Power BI desktop. And also in every month, Microsoft sends an update. So inside that update also, there are many connectors added.
yeah, so data connectors basically works as a bridge between the Power BI and your data source. It creates a gateway. From with the help of that great gateway, your data is actually flowing into the Power BI, or you can say you can connecting live to your data source. Okay, so it's a bridge which is connecting your Power BI itself to your data source.
Yes,
So
exactly.
yeah, so let's see how many connectors are available in Power BI through a practical session also. And from now onwards, we are also, after every explanation of each slide, we are going to parallelly work for the practical purpose also. And at the end of this session, we are going to create a report which will be looking like this. We are going to create a report, which is a sales analysis report, a sample report, and we will be building this particular report with the help of visualization and format. How we will also see that how we can format each visual and how we can design our report. Okay, so
Yes.
so moving back to our topic, which is a data connector. So first of all, let me open a blank Power BI file for you, that so that you can see that how a newly opened Power BI file looked like, and I will let you go through the UI, which is user interface of Power BI. So just give me a minute so that we can this Power BI new file is being loaded. Yeah, so this is the interface you are gonna see. First, you open the Power BI for the first time. Okay, so basically, this is the welcome screen of Power BI where you can see the recent Power BI files you have opened and also the data sources you have used for making the report or dashboard in Power BI. Okay, so yeah, this is the UI of Power BI. There are certain sections which I am going to explain you right now. Okay, so first of all, we are having three tabs over on the top, which known as the ribbons. In the home tab, we are having the connections, which are our connectors, and also some functionalities of text box. And if you are familiar with Excel or Word, you will be already knowing that what are these. And the next, we are also having insert tab, from where you can insert AI visuals. Also, I would like to mention you that Power BI is being driven by AI and machine learning algorithms, right, Arshil?
Yes.
Yeah. So this makes this Power BI tool particularly heavy in the market. So no, I don't think no any other tool is having this functionality built in that. Okay, so moving forward, we are also having a modeling tab where you can model your data, like you can create measures and you can create relationships or parameters, or you can also create row level security roles, which we'll be going through in the upcoming slides. Okay, so view section basically have the functionality of how your report is gonna look like theme, and also you are having certain options here, which is bookmarks and selection pen, which are also help us to design or give a look and feel like a web application or a website or a mobile application look and feel to our Power BI report. And in the help section, you can go through the learning videos, training videos, which are already available on the Microsoft community site. And if you have any suggestion for Power BI, you can also go to the community site and you can give your suggestions. Okay,
Yes.
so on the left hand side, we are having three tabs. The first one is your report tab, which is gonna provide you your canvas. In the canvas, you are going to build your report. You are going to create visuals and beautify your particular report. So all the creation will be done in the report tab itself. And the next tab is
Yes.
your data tab. Basically, data tabs helps you to look your data itself, like what are the tables and how many rows are there and what data we have been loaded in Power BI. And so the third tab is your model tab, where the model will be generated. And now what is a model? That part we will be seeing in the modeling slide. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah. So starting with the data connectors, these are the common connectors like Excel workbook, Power BI, dataset, SQL Server, okay, Dataverse. These are the common connectors as we Power BI developers, okay, use day to day.
Yes.
But there are certain more connectors available in Power BI. There are 100 plus connectors available, and with every update of Power BI, certain connectors are being updated, and certain new connectors are being introduced to Power BI. So if you want to see that how many data connectors available in Power BI, you can just click on Get Data, and there will be a list. Okay, and there also option called More, where you can able to see that how many types of data connectors available, and you can actually go through the list given by the Power BI. Okay, so this is the get data window, where we are also having category wise divided the connectors, and in the all section all the available connectors are listed. For example, you want to connect your Google Analytics data, so you can just search for Google connector here, and it will be giving you the all connectors related to your Google data sources. For example, you want to connect with, let's say, a SQL Server database, then you can just type SQL Server, and all the available SQL Server data connectors will be available there. Okay. So
Yeah. So
for our session, we are going to use a Power BI sample data, which is being provided by Microsoft itself for practice purposes. So you can also download that particular data set from Microsoft Learning site. And if you want, we will be providing you that particular data set for practice purposes. For our session, we are going to use Microsoft Access database data. So for Access, we are going to just search for Access database, and here is our connector. Just click on the connector and say it connect. Okay, the window will be open. So you have to navigate where you have saved the particular database file. So as you can see, my database file is been in the material folder. So I'm just selecting it and I'm opening it. Okay, so it is creating a bridge between the Access database and Power BI. Okay, the bridge I think is being created, and now what you are seeing, all the tables available in Power BI sample database. Okay, so these
yes.
are the available tables. Okay, we are having date table. If you want to see what type of data is being available in any particular table, uh, you can just click on the table name, and on the right hand side you will be seeing a preview generated, so that you can be sure that you are loading the right tables. Okay, so for our practical section, I am going to load all the available tables inside the Power BI. Okay. Okay. Before loading, let's
Yeah.
just make them understand that what type of connectors are available in Power BI. Oh,
Yeah. So
not connecting modes.
yes. So before loading our data to Power BI, there are three connectivity modes, right? So first one is import mode, second one is direct query, and the live connection. Okay. So whenever you are connecting your data to SQL Server, so inside the import mode, Power BI only captures the snapshot of your data, or we can say it stores the data inside your Power BI desktop file itself in import mode. And the inside the direct query mode, there is no data imported in your Power BI desktop, and all the data is been stored itself inside the data sources. Like my connector is SQL Server, and I am importing one table from SQL Server, right? And if I am using import mode, so whole table is been imported to my Power BI desktop itself. And if I am using direct query mode, So it's just connection between SQL Server to Power BI desktop. No data is been imported to the Power BI desktop file. And the last connectivity mode is live connection. So uh, inside the live connection, data will be stored inside the data source itself. But whenever Power BI visualizations, like whenever the Power BI graphs or charts needed any data from the data source, it will query the data to the Power BI to the
Data
data
source
source.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is live connection mode. So these
Yeah,
are the
exactly.
three connectivity modes are available in Power BI service, Power BI desktop.
Yeah. So basically what happens that direct query mode and live connection mode are basically the same type of connection mode, but having just a little bit of difference. The in direct query mode, what happens that in both the mode, direct query and live connections, your data is actually on your data source. It is not being imported in Power BI. But in direct query and in live, the only difference is that in live connection, you are only able to connect with the three data sources, which are, I think, SQL Server Analysis Services data sources and
Yes.
Power BI data sets. So right now, live connection is being limited to only three types of data sources, but direct query modes is available in many other data sources also.
Yeah, so we
Uh,
can say that important direct query modes is frequent connectivity modes, which is
yeah.
being used in current organization, or we can say current period.
Yeah, exactly. So in import mode, what happens that you are actually copying your actual data from the data source itself, and every transformation you do to your data after importing it into Power BI, that transformations are going only to reflect on the copy you copied from the your data source, not on the actual data source itself.
Yes.
Yeah. So moving to our practical session, now we will be loading all these particular uh, data tables inside
Tables.
our
Yeah.
Power BI. So there is also one thing for transformation, that how data is being transformed in Power BI. That, for example, certain you want to create certain new columns and you want to, let's say, split some column or delete some column. Okay. So that kind of transformations and manipulations are being done in the Power Query editor. You can directly load your data, but I would suggest that before loading, even if your data is cleaned, okay, I would suggest that you should click on the transform data, so you can go through all the data itself, that uh, uh, we are the needed data is being loaded. So we will be going into transform data. That particular button is gonna open the Power Query editor for the transformation and manipulation purposes.
Yes.
Okay.
So by the use
So
of this Power Query editor, we can transform our data, right?
yeah.
Yes. So as Azruddin said that Power BI desktop is also comes with Power Query editor. Power Query editor is nothing but it is a transformation tool provided by the Power BI desktop. And from Power Query editor, we can transform our data to as of the requirement is said, right? So
Yeah.
as Azruddin said that if you want to merge any two columns or split column by any delimiters or usual transformation like replacing any values and
Yeah,
all sort
creating certain
or
columns.
yeah, all sort of things is been done by this Power Query editor.
Yeah, so basically
Or
this Power Query editor is a part of Excel itself. Okay, so Power BI is being developed on the functionality of Excel. So if you are from a Excel background, you
yeah,
will be finding this particular Power BI very familiar with Excel. Yeah, so moving to our practical session,
yeah,
we will be seeing two to three transformation, how we can transform. So this is the window of Power Query editor. Okay. So here we are also having certain tabs like Power BI desktop itself, where in the home tab you will be having all the common functionality from the other three tabs. Okay, from transform, add column, and view. You will be also finding this particular functionalities in transform also, maybe in
yes,
add column also. Okay, so these are the common functionalities which a Power BI developer use day to daily. Okay, so first of all, this is your data itself. Okay, you can also see that a strength of particular column. Okay, a summary is given to you that how many values for this particular column are valid and how much data is missing. So hopefully our data is clean, but we will be doing some transformations. For example, let's say, okay, let's find a particular column from where we can split our data into two columns. For example, let's see, okay, here it is a product column. Okay, so
Yes.
here it is at actually manufacturer name is attached with the product ID. Okay, so
Yeah.
see here again manufacturer name is given, but it is given explicitly. We can, let's assume that this particular manufacturer column was not given to you, but you can see that manufacturer name is available in the product column itself. So you want to create a new column where this particular manufacturer name is being extracted and stored into the new column. So what we can do is that we can split it. Okay, so we will go into transform tab. Okay, split the column. Okay, now we are having multiple options for splitting, so you can split by delimiter or by number of characters. Okay, from lowercase to uppercase. Okay, so right now we can see the delimiter is our space. Okay, these two
Yes.
things are being separated by space, so we can use the delimiter option available and a certain
Yes.
window will be
But for
available.
before
Yeah,
that, we need to select that
yeah,
column
yeah,
itself.
yeah, yeah, thanks for reminding me, because
Yeah.
if we
So
do the transformation on this particular column itself, this particular column is gonna removed and it's being changed into the new column, so our previous
yes.
column will not be available for us. So for the precaution purpose, we will be using a duplicate of this particular column. So you can right click on the column name itself and you can say duplicate the column. Okay, so now we are having the copy of product column. Now all the transformation which we are going to do will be done on this particular duplication of that particular product column. So you can
Yes.
again select this particular column, go to split column by delimiter, and in this particular window you have to select, but Power BI is smart enough because it is driven by AI and machine learning. So it will be detecting that what are the delimiter available in the values. So it already has detected that space is the delimiter. Okay, so there are options also available that from leftmost delimiter or rightmost delimiter, but as you can see in our scenario we only have one delimiter, so any of the three splitted functionality will can work. Okay, so let's say I am going with leftmost and click OK. Now you can see we are having this particular one column is being splitted into the two columns containing manufacturer name and the product ID itself. Okay,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
so this is the transformation of split purpose, splitting a column. Okay, for example,
All
okay, yeah, that's good.
also if we not required any steps which have been applied to our data, so we can remove that steps by this smaller window which is applied steps. So we
Yeah,
can,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, so what happens that whenever you do certain transformations in Power BI, it will record all the steps. Because why it is recording your steps? Because right now we are working on a preview of data, not the data itself. Okay, so we have not yet loaded the actual data inside the Power BI desktop. As you can see, our Power BI desktop is not having any field option available here. No tables or no columns are listed here because right now we are doing transformations on the preview of data. So once we are satisfied with the manipulations and transformations, once we are done, after doing that, we can use the option given here, close and apply. And after that,
Yes.
your actual data is being loaded into Power BI desktop with this all recorded transformation applied to your actual data. Okay.
Yes.
So let's say I don't want this particular step to be there in my data table. So we can remove from here, change. Okay, first of all the uh, split is done, and second, it changed the data type of both the columns. So I don't want these two steps, so I can just remove it from here. And as you can see, now I am back to my duplication copy of product. I can also delete it from here so that the duplication of copy is gone. See, Now we are only left with the product itself. So this was the split transformation which we have done. Also, how you can remove table certain columns from Power BI. For example, for your report building, you need only, let's say, first three columns. Okay, product ID, product, and category. So what you can do, you can select them. You have two options: either select them, okay, and go on to the remove columns, and you can say that remove other columns, because I want to keep these three and all the other columns should be removed. So all the columns which you want to keep, you just have to select them all, and all the other columns which are not selected, you can remove from here, remove other column, and see all the other columns are gone. Okay, so this way you can remove unnecessary columns from your data set.
Yes.
Yeah, so I will be needing those columns again. So I'm just undoing my recent step. Okay, so let's say how we can build a new column. Okay, all the way a new column in Power BI itself, not in Power Query. So let's say we are having a sales here. Okay, in particular sales table, there are certain tables, columns available like date, zip code, units, revenue, country. Okay, okay, this all the revenue is given in USD, US dollars. So what happens here, I am given a unit column, okay, and revenue column. It is total revenue. That means this particular product is being multiplied by the revenue. So I want the unit price. It is revenue containing the total price, but I want the unit price. So I can what I can do is that I can divide revenue with unit. So I will be having a unit price column available with me. For that purpose, you should first of all, we are adding a new column, so we have to go into add column tab. There we will be
Yes.
finding certain columns transformation available. So what we have to do, we have to just build a custom table, a custom column, which is revenue column divided by the unit column itself. So what we can do, first of all, we'll rename it and just type it as unit price. Okay, and here we have to give the formula itself. So what I see, all the available columns are given here. Okay, so you can just click on them. For example, I want revenue, go to insert. Okay, and for divide, you can use the forward slash, and again you can use the unit.
Units. Yes.
Okay, now see, your particular expression is not having any error. That is why it is stating that no syntax error have been detected. So this will be giving you an indication that if your particular expression is having error, you can resolve them before clicking OK. But right now we are not having any errors, hopefully, so we are doing just OK. And notice that one unit price column is given. Okay, so all the units are being divided by this particular revenue is divided by with the units column. Okay, so I think in our data set, let's check, only one units are given. So that is why it is giving, okay, yeah, we are having more data available. So now we are also having unit price column. But whenever you create
Yes.
a new column, you should always check for the data type, because we can see this particular data is of decimal type. So but it is given a universal data type, so you can change it from here, and you can select, let's say, decimal number. Okay, so it is been changed from universal data type to decimal data type. See, you have changed data type and it has recorded this tab. So these are the transformations which you can do in Power BI itself. There are certain more transformations you can extract, or you can do rounding or trigonometry functions also. And if you have purchased Power BI Premium, you can
Yeah.
also leverage the functionality of AI like text analytics and Azure machine learning and image processing also. So right now my data is hopefully clean, so I don't want any further transformations. So what I am doing, I am right now loading my actual data inside my Power BI desktop from Power Query editor. So what I can do, I can click on the close and apply and close and apply. So what it will do, it will first of all close your Power Query editor and apply all the recorded step on your actual data set. So loading the data set depends on how much amount of data you are loading.
Yes. That's why the usually we are using direct query modes because the tons of data available in our data sources. Like if your data source contains small amount of data, it is uh, feasible to use import query mode, or we can go for the direct query modes.
Yeah, exactly. So let's wait till this particular data is being loaded. It will just take 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, so after being loaded this data, the data modeling concept is came into the picture.
Yeah,
So first of all, we need to understand that what is data model, right? So a data model is nothing but the abstract view of your data set, like how many tables are there and how the relationship is being applied between those tables is generally called as data model, right? And
yeah,
also we can apply the usual relationships by the use of this data model view in a Power BI desktop.
yeah,
So there are options for manage relationship, as you can see inside this picture, the second one. So by the clicking on manage relationship, you can explicitly apply the relationship between any two tables. Also, there are option for cross filter direction, like which table is being filtered by another table, right? So this functionality also there in data model view part.
yeah. So let's check. I think our data is being loaded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our
So you can see in the field section, all the tables are being loaded here. You can see the column name itself by clicking on this expand button. Okay. Each table contains their columns, and also you can see the actual data in data tab, as I said earlier. So here is your actual data. Okay. So it is being loaded. I think so. Yeah. Okay, so your this is your actual data, geography data, and this is your sales data. And see, Power BI creates the model implicitly, and you load the data in Power BI. It is your here it is given. See, this is the
yes,
yeah all the relationship it has detected already, and
yes. So
certain
Power
time
BI itself, it is an intelligence tool to identify that which relation is being applied within the tables, right?
yeah. So what happens that in the part of modeling, let's say here is a perfect scenario given that geography and this particular sales table is not connected, or the sales table is not connected with any other table. So what we can do, we can create a relationship between sales table and product table itself. We can see there is a product ID column given here and product ID column given in the sales also. So what we can do, either we can drag the product ID from sales onto the product ID of product. This will also create a
Yeah,
relationship. See, yeah, so the relationship is being created. But if you want to create a relationship with the help of manage relationship, you can also do that. You can, let's say,
yes,
okay, for example, I want to um, connect these two tables, geography and sales. But as like product ID and product ID, I am not having any particular two common columns given in geography and sales. So what we can do with the help of data modeling, we can create certain two columns like foreign key and primary key. The
yes,
same concept of SQL, if you are familiar with SQL. So the brief introduction is that primary key column should have all the values unique. So each record is being identified uniquely. And in foreign key, there can be multiple instances available in the data table itself. So we will be creating a certain column. With the help of those two columns, we can relate these two particular geography and sales table. So let's
yeah,
go first of all to geography. Okay, so we can see there is a zip column and a country column, and also in the sales we can see there is a zip column and country column. So what we will do, we will merge these two columns. so that we will be having a particular column for uniquely identifying each record. So what I will do, I will create a new column. Okay. Okay, yeah. So here you can give the column name itself. You can say like country and zip, and just give the expression what you want to do for creating this particular table. What I want is that I want, let's say, country from sales table itself, because we are right now in sales table, and I want a delimiter separated by a space. Okay, and given another column zip. So this two particular column of two separate columns values are being merged into one particular column. See the output when I hitting enter. Okay, see there is all the values are being merged of zip and country into one particular. So we have created this country zip inside the cells. Same approach we are going to do in geography, so that we can relate to these two columns, so that one fixed relationship is created. So again, new column, and I am renaming the column name itself country zip. And what I can do is country, from now we are inside geography table, so geography country, and I want the delimiter to be space and the zip of geography. Okay, now all the values are distinct. You can see all out of 99,618 rows, all the values of country zip are unique.
Yes.
So now we can relate these two columns so that there will be a relationship between geography and sales. So let's try to connect them with the help of manage relationship this time, not drag and drop. So I can go to the new relationship, and I have to select both the tables. First of all is geography, then the second is sales, and you have to select the column. See, Power BI automatically detects the relationship between these two particular columns, and it is saying that the cardinality will be one to many. There are three types of relationship available: many to many, one to many, and one to one. Also, many to many, you should avoid the relationship like many to many in Power BI, so that the result which you are be seeing in the visual are not misleading. So I'm hitting OK. And once you close this particular tab, you will be seeing a relationship created between those two tables. See, relationship is being created, and now let's rearrange this particular model so that the view is perfect. Okay, so I want the actual fact table in between, and let's say geography table should be here and date should be here. Okay, and I think this view is quite proper. Let's just do this here. Okay, yeah. So I think it's perfect. And
Yes.
yeah, so is there any relationship which is not active? Let's check for that. Yeah, this particular relationship is not active. So for the time being, I'm just deleting it, because there are indirect relationship available for us. Okay. Also, what I'm doing, I'm having a date table, so I'm connecting all the sales dates with that particular date table. Yeah, so the data modeling part is being done. Now we
Yeah.
are good to go for report building on the Canvas tab or the report tab. So moving further to our presentation. Okay.
Yes. So next part is our visuals in Power BI. So how many types and sort of visuals are available in Power BI desktop, right?
Yeah.
So Power BI is providing itself a built-in visuals as well as customized visuals. So first of all, let's see the built-in visuals. So there are some sort of categories like categorical charts are available, right? So as you can see here, there are four charts we can consider as a categorical chart. So first one is column chart, which is nothing but a simply if you want to display your sales throughout the years, which has been uh, which has been used in your data modeling part. So yearly sales you can display by the use of column chart. So pie chart is nothing but suppose you have a product categories, and if you want to uh, uh, display the distribution of the quantity amongst the product category. So distribution chart is a pie chart, and donut chart is the same sort of application is. And the last one is tree map, which is nothing but a uh, another view
Another,
of, yeah, another view
yeah,
of
your pie
pie
chart.
chart.
Yeah.
Yes. So
So,
these are the
Darshil, please
categorical.
mm, go through all the charts first, like categorical, and next what we are having.
Yeah.
Also,
So the
explain all
next
the
part,
charts.
yeah,
Then we will move to the practical purpose.
yeah. So first, the second part is a time-based chart, which is a area chart, ribbon chart, waterfall, and funnel chart. So the first one is area chart. Area chart is nothing but the advanced version of line chart, we can say. Like I have sales throughout the year, and I want to display that how the monthly sales is being generated, right? So as you can see inside the picture, so these are the sales among the year. Like I have 5 years of data and I want to compare the yearly sales. So in that case, time-based data is been added to the x-axis, and all the numerical data is on y-axis, right? So it compares the amount of data by the categories. Also, the ribbon chart is there. So ribbon chart is nothing but all the data is been divided by the categories, and it will display the percentages. And the order for this ribbon chart is highest priority to the lowest. Like if I have four categories, and in one particular month, the A category has the highest sales, and B category has the second second highest. So it will follow the order from highest to lowest,
Yeah, so
right?
basically descending order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the third chart is waterfall chart. If you want to display any ups and downs among the target, right? So if you have any inventory data, and if you want to display that how much inventory is being used and how much is pending, so in this kind of scenario you can use this waterfall chart. And the funnel chart is also used for the distribution purpose for the time frame, right?
Yeah. So moving to the next category, we are having,
Yeah, which is a relationship chart, right? So there are sort of charts are available, but let's take an example for scatter chart and combination chart. And for the scatter chart, suppose you have HR data, and if you want to compare each employee's height and weight, so in this kind of scenario, both the major values are being compared, right? So in this case, you can use this scatter plot. Second one is combination chart. So combination chart is nothing but a column chart and line chart. So suppose you want to see that how many quantities is being sold, and how much revenue is being generated from that quantity sold, right? So you can visualize this kind of scenario by the use of combination chart.
yeah.
The next part is map visuals. So there are two kinds of map available inside the Power BI desktop. So the first one is a general map, and the second one is field map. So the difference between these two maps are the general map is shows the bubbles amongst the regions which are being displayed on the chart, and the field map shows the field area for particular region, right? So if we have sales for 5 regions, and I want to display that how which region returns me the highest revenue, so in this kind of scenario we can use these maps.
Yeah.
And the tables and matrix is also available in Power BI desktop. So if we can talk about a table, so table, if you can see here inside the picture, so it is category wise, average unit price, and how much sales is been generated by the last year and the current year. So this kind of comparison we can display by the use of simply table. And also there is a matrix available. So matrix is nothing but you can display your data by the rows and columns. So inside this row, you can categorize your products, and inside the column section, you can display your regions, as you can see in this snapshot. And inside the values, we can store the data for quantity and units, uh, quantity and how much revenue has been generated from that quantity, right? So
Yeah.
this kind of scenarios we can use in for the tables and metrics.
So moving towards our last type, which is not
Other
last type.
visuals, yeah.
Yeah.
So there are many KPIs are available, right? So KPI card is there. Then simple card is also there. Like how I want to display that how much sales or revenue is being generated throughout the year. So we can display that amount by the use of card visual. If you have any target and how much you can, how much you gain to achieve that target. So in this kind of scenario, you can use this gauge chart. Also, the slicer is used for the filtration purpose, right? Suppose I have 5 years of data and I want to filter out any 2 years of data or any each year wise data. So we can filter out our data by the use of this slicer, right?
Yes.
Also, there is some customized visuals also available. Yeah, so there are customization also is possible in Power BI desktop. So there is a visual chart store from where you can download any customized visuals like chord chart, histogram, ester plot, right? So
Yeah.
it is also possible in Power BI desktop.
Yeah. So moving enough theoretical part, uh, we can move from
Yeah,
to practical session and start our actual report building, which is going to look like this particular report. Okay. So we'll be building this all visuals, and also we are going to format the visuals and change the look and feel, and also these 2 pages. Okay, these
yes,
2 pages will cover all the uh, let's say important visuals which just explained by the Darshil. So let's start making the report. The first one is we can see there is a revenue by product category. So I want a column chart for that. So what we can do is that we can come here and there is a visualization pane given to you. These are all the built-in visuals in Power BI, and all the custom visuals are available in the get more visual option. Either you can go from here
yes,
or you can also go from the let's say there is another option which is I think in there
yes.
is
It
an
is
app source
in
available.
insert option,
Yeah, no, I
new
don't see
visual,
that is.
more
Yeah, here it
visuals.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, new visuals are available for you. Okay, so here it is on the right front of our eyes. It is new visuals given here also in the home tab. So let's
yes.
start our revenue by product category.
Product
So I'll
category.
be choosing a column chart. Okay, and it is giving me a blank column chart. Okay, also this is a filter pane for every visual, and so we will be learning what is this filter pane does.
Yes,
So first of all, let's focus on the uh, visual which is we are creating. So switch on the focus mode so that we can focus on one particular visual at a time. So what I want is I want revenue by category. So first of all, I have to find revenue. So there is our revenue. Either I can drag and drop it on the visual itself, or I can drag and drop on the field itself. There are these certain fields given, axis, legend, and values. And also keep in mind, this fields changes with the visual you select. Okay, So not all the visuals are having same fields. So you have to be careful while dragging and dropping. So I can just drag and drop here and it will be setting into the respective field. Okay. So what I want, I also want product category. So let's product category is in my product table. So here it is. So I can again drag and drop and all the product categories are being generated. Okay. So one chart is being generated for me, which I wanted. So I have done with the revenue by product category. Okay. So the look and feel of this chart and all the other chart will be done while we are studying the
Formatting part.
formatting pen. Yeah. So the first chart is created. Now let's move to the second chart. Okay. So which is my top 5 products by revenue. Here we can use the filter pen, but let's, for the time being, I am just creating revenue by month. Okay, but what is, there is a problem here. Okay, so what is the problem? Let me tell you first. As we go in the sales table, there is a date table. So we
Yeah.
can see how many dates are available. Okay, so dates are available from 2010 till 2012, but we have already connected this date table, date column with the date table. So let's cross check in the date column here in the date table itself. It is having data from 1999 till 2001. See, all the available dates of sales itself are not available in date tab. Okay, date table. So this particular explicit table which was given by Microsoft is, I think, wrong. So what we can do, we can use a DAX function. We will be learning that. But for the time being, I am just creating a new table which will be containing the dates in the range which is given in the sales table. So what we can do, we can go into the table tools and we'll select new table. Okay. Okay, I am just giving it as a dim date name. It is a table name itself, and what I want is that I can use calendar function. It is a DAX function. We will be learning that what are DAX function and what is DAX in the upcoming slides. For the time being, I am just lately creating this particular date table so that we can use in uh, our report building. So sales date, I want the minimum date. Okay, this particular calendar functions require two arguments. First one is the minimum date and the second is the maximum date, so that it can return all the dates between this particular given date. Okay, so another is max, and again I want this sales date max. So all the range is being given. Now you can see there will be a date column generated here containing all those rates. Okay. Now I can do one thing is that I want certain calculated column too. Okay, what are calculated columns and what are calculated measures? We will be explaining in while we will be studying DAX, yeah, DAX data analysis expressions. So I want a new column here, and I have to just extract the month part of this particular date every month from each and every date. So what I can do is that I can rename it as month index and just use the month function. What month function does is that it will be extracting the month part from the given column. Okay. Yeah. Also, I want this particular month in text form also, like January, February. So I will be creating another column. Okay. These are the supporting calculated columns, which are I'm going to use in my report making. So month name, and what I can use, there is a format function which converts your month from numeric form to textual form. Okay. So here is my values. Okay. Let's check. Not sales, it is dim date. And what format I want the textual format of three letters like Jan, Feb, April, APR. Okay, so I can give 3 M's here and I'm done. It will be providing me the actual month names. See. Okay, and last thing I want is that the year column itself, so that I can use inside slicer. Yeah, so here it is year column name. There is a year function like similar like month function. It will extract the year part from this particular column. Okay, so dim date and actual date. Okay, so we are good to go, but there is no relationship in the newly created dim date and sales table. So let's first of all correct it. So what I want is that I can delete this relationship which I don't want. Okay, and also if I already know that this particular date column is no useful for me, so I can also delete it from the model itself, because
Yes.
now we are having the new date table available with us. Okay, so yeah, so I can just drag and drop on the date. Yeah, it is created. Now we will be creating what, like let's say revenue by month area chart, which is a time-based chart, as Darshil shared in the
Yeah.
time-based slide. Okay, so here it is your area chart. We can open it into the focus mode. And what I want the month name from dim date. Okay, and I want the revenue. Okay, so revenue is in the sales, and here it is your area chart. But look carefully that your area chart, the months are listed in the upward order, which is not right. We want them to be ordered like calendar wise, that January should be first and December should be last. So what we can do is that we can again come here just to show you. We can sort this particular month name on the basis of this index name, because this index is having their order. So I can select month name and select sort column by. We are sorting this particular column on the basis of month index. So I can select month index here. And see here there will be no change, but in the visual you can see there will be a certain change. Okay. Yeah. So see, again, there is no change, but this particular month name column is being sorted. We just have to correct our sorting from here. I want this area chart to be sorted by not more revenue, but the month name itself. But see, there will be descending to January. So it is being sorted descendingly, because as you can see in the sort axis option, there is descending selected. I have to select ascending. And now we are good to go. See. Yeah, so our second chart, which is our area chart for revenue by month, it is being created. So the next chart is like, let's check, is this to particular
Card
uh,
visual.
card visuals. Yeah, so for the card visual, it is given here. Just select it. Okay, the first is I think having total revenue. Okay, so revenue is given me here, but I should not directly use the revenue from here, because I have to demonstrate how DAX works. So
Yeah.
for the DAX part, I am just keeping the card visual pending right now. Okay, so this two will be pending, and this particular top 5 is pending, because okay, so how we can do top 5, that will be covered in the form while we are be studying the types of let's say
For filters.
filters available in Power BI.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the timing, I'm just generating the chart, but I'm not doing the top 5 filter. Okay. So here I have given the bar chart. I can focus on it, and let's say revenue, and let's say all the products are available here. See, these are the available products, but these are not the top type top 5 products. All the products are listed here. So we will be converting it into top 5 while we will be studying filter tab. Okay. Yeah, so the next it was I want 3 slicers here. Okay, the year slicer, so that I can check, see if I select 2011, all the 2011 sales are being shown here. Okay, I select 2012, all the 2012 is sales. So year, month and category slicer. Okay, so just come here, take slicer. Okay, and let's say year I am already having here, and I want its fashion to be drop down. Okay, and not list. Okay, so yeah, I can just resize the visual and I can copy it 2 more times. Okay, so see here I am having 3 visuals available with me. So in the second I want month name, I think, yeah. And in the third I want, let's check what was the last category. Yeah, so category is being provided in the product table itself. So yeah, now I am having 3 slicers available with me. So the next thing is, let's go to our next page. Okay, yeah, there will be revenue by country map visual. So let's check the revenue by country. Okay, just rename the page like sales. Okay, this should work. And the other is other analytics. So let's create one more page and other analysis. Okay, now I will be generating a map visual just like we are having here, revenue by country. So here is our map. Okay, just make it certain big type and go to your, I think, geography table. There you'll be having a country column. Drag and drop it here, and you can see certain let's say, oh, okay, yeah. So here certain bubbles are given, but all the bubbles are having same size. But I want this bubble to be size of revenue they are representing. So what I can do, I am having a size parameter here, so I can drag and drop my revenue part here. Yeah, so the size will be decided on the revenue. See, yeah, now they are showing the bubble size differently, and once you can hover on it, you will be seeing the actual sales also. Okay, so our map visual is being done, and the next is our matrix. Okay, so what for
Yes.
the matrix part, and for the matrix part we should have a what is data analysis expression, which is known as DEX, so that we can create a last year sales measure, so that we can compare it with the current year sales. So what
Yes.
we can do is that we will be keeping it pending for the DEX part. We are now going for a visual which is not built in power, it is not built in Power BI. So we will be importing from the app source, like just like we are having a Play Store in mobile, we are also having an app source for importing custom visuals from Power BI side. So here it is, new visual, not this new, my mistake, it is here, get more visuals. Okay, and here ILBC, there are bunch of option available for your custom visuals. Okay, daily there are new visuals are being uploaded on this app source. You can just click on any of them and you can read their detail. Okay, and then you can import it. What I want, it's known as Astro chart. Let's say it's as, yeah, it is Astro plot. Yeah, yeah, so this is the sample given for us. You can also download the sample from for illustrating that how this particular visual works, but for the time being I'm just adding it into my visualization pan, and you can see there will be an option available here. Yeah, see, the import was successful and now I can use it. Yeah, so I just resize it, and what I want in this particular visual, let's check. I want total sales by segment. So let's say total sales is nothing but our revenue. Okay, revenue itself. Okay, let's select it, and segment is in the product. See, there is a chart generated, but right now this chart is not having these details even here. That will be covered in the format pan. Okay, so I think all the visuals are being there which we will be needing, and I will be needing year, month and country slicer. So what I can do, I can go to the first page, and year, month are already here. Okay, so we can, let's say, copy all these 3 visuals onto the next page.
Yes.
Yeah, and we can just rename them or we can replace their field itself. Okay, there are here. I just don't want category. I don't want to sing them also. Okay, so I want to replace category with the country itself. So country. Yeah, so now all the three slicers are being generated here also. So let's keep them here first of all. Okay, I think all the visuals are being generated apart from matrix. So I think we should move to the presentation, what we are
Yeah,
having next.
which
Yeah,
is
so
nothing but
DAX.
a DEX. Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's start with the DEX. So DEX is nothing but a data analysis expression, which is a formula-based language provided by the Power BI desktop. Same as you applied any formulas in the Excel. So there, these kind of formulas also is been designed in Power BI desktop by the use of this DEX, right? So by the implementing uh, DEX, you need to create any calculated columns, calculated measures, and customized table, or we can say calculated tables. So it is nothing but a collection of function operators and constants that can be used inside the formula. So DEX is a collection of operators, functions, and constants. Also, you can explicitly create any variables also. So it is nothing but a uh, any code type formula language provided by the Power BI desktop. Also, you can use DEX to resolve any uh, uh, to create any calculation apart from that uh, your data set, right? So as Azruddin said that unit price per product, right? So this kind of scenario we can create by the use of this DEX formula language. Yeah, we can
okay,
move to the next slide.
yeah,
So there are certain functions for the DEX is available in Power BI. So these are the some aggregation function, date time function, filter function, text functions are also there, time intelligence function, and information function. So if we talk about any aggregation function, so if you want to display the total revenue, so in that scenario, you can use this sum function. If you want to generate any date table like Azruddin generated by the use of this calendar function. Also, the date difference function is there, today function. Today returns the current date and time. Date difference is used for the uh, if you want to create any differences between days in terms of year, month, day, or any quarter, right? Also, filter functions are there to filter out your data. Suppose I have three categories, and in terms of revenue, I want to display only category one data, right? So by the use of this filter function, you can achieve that. So also there is a text function. You can concatenate any two columns data by the use of this concatenate function. Then the time intelligence function, like you want to display YTD, MTD, or QTD representation of your data. So at that case, you can use the dates MTD, dates YTD, or dates QTD function. Right. Then after information function is there. Information function generally returns the Boolean values. Like if you have a column contains the category data or as well as the new number data, and you want to return only the numeric data, right? So you can use this is number function, which returns the true value uh, besides the numerical data and false value against the textual data, right? So this kind of DAX functions is also available in Power BI desktop.
yeah.
So
So
yeah,
we will be needing a DAX function or a DAX measure. Okay. So first of all, what are also explain that why DAX are being used in Power BI.
yeah. So the major part for the DAX is for calculated columns, calculated measures, and calculated tables. right? So calculated measures is nothing but we can store any value virtually. Like if you want to store total sales, that is not a part of your data table, right? So in that time, you can use this calculated measure, which is been directly displayed to your report view, right? Inside the
Yeah,
visuals. And
yeah,
for the calculated columns, you can explicitly add any column uh, apart from your existing data, right? So as Azruddin concatenate two columns, which is zip code and country, right? So by the use of this calculated column, you can achieve that. Also, there is a calculated tables. Like if you have any particular three tables and you want to union that this as a result you want only single table from these three tables. So at that time you can use this calculated table function.
yeah. We have actually just created a calculated table
Yes,
as you have
by
seen
the
the dim
use
date table.
by the
Yeah,
use of
that
calendar function, right?
that was a calculated table. And also
Yes.
we have used the calculated columns for creating month column and year column and month index
Yeah.
column. That was a calculated column part of DAX.
Yeah. So
So
these are the three major part of DEX.
yeah. So let's see how we can create measures. Okay, measures are nothing but a raw calculation which is being fired on the runtime when we
Yes.
actually use them inside a particular visual. Okay, so as I told that for my matrix purpose, I want to compare the current selected sale with the every last year sale. Okay, just like this one, we are having, see, total sales is being compared with the 2009 sales, which is not available in our data. So the column is blank, but from the 2011, you can see this is the 2011 current sale and this is the last year sale which is being reflected from here to here. Okay, so we will be creating a measure for that. Okay, Power BI gives a flexibility. For the time being, I am just creating a new blank table so that my all measures can be stored in that particular table. I can just
Yes.
yeah, rename it as like key measures. Yeah, and just load it. I don't want any data.
Yeah. Also, this is the best practice to store all the measures inside one section, right?
Yeah. Okay, so you can see there is a table available here, blank table with just one column. We can delete this column once we have created one particular measure. So I want last year sales. So what we can do, we can create new measure and just like calculated column, we are doing a calculated measure. Okay, so the measure name I want is like last year sales, and the formula for that is that one is calculate function which is used to evaluate any expression you have wrote over a certain filter context. For example,
Yes.
I want is that let's say before last year sales, we can also create a total sales measure so that it can be used over and over again inside other measures which we are going to create like last year sales. So I want a sum of what revenue column, and it is basically same as dragging and dropping the same actual column from your sales table. It will be giving you the same output. Now I can use this particular total sale measure inside my last year sale measure. So again, I'm creating a new column, not new column, sorry, a new measure. So it's like last year sales, and we will be using calculate function. And what I want, first of all, it is asking for an expression. So I want to calculate total sales only. Okay, I am already having it with me, total sales measure. And what I want to do is I want to create on the last year perspective. For example, if I have selected 2011, I want to also show the sales of 2010 for the particular period. So I will be using this function called as same period last year. Okay, so it will be asking you for the dates. So I know that my dates are being coming from my dim date table itself. Okay, so all the function is done. Okay, Okay, let's now create a matrix. Okay, so that we can actually visualize our data like this matrix. Okay,
Yes.
so the first is your product here, and along with the column there are your years. So let's create a matrix. Here it is your matrix. Just write to your table visual. Either you can create a table or matrix, but I prefer matrix over table. So just preview it. Okay, focus mode. And what you can do is that where is your products? Here it is. Okay, in the row. So all the products are being listed here. And the next, I want the year from the deemed date to be
Yes.
shown in the column. Okay, so all the years are being shown here. Okay, now I want my total sales compared with the last year sales. So I will be dragging and dropping all those two measures. First of all, I want total sales for selected year. Okay, so see, you can see total year, total sale for 2010, 11 and 12. But I want to compare with the last year sale also. So what I can use is last year sales again in the value section. Okay, yeah. So what you can see here right now, it is total sale for 2010, but for 2009 we are not having data, so the column is blank.
Yes.
From the 2011, total sale is this much for this particular product, but last year sale was this much for that particular product only. So they are showing side by side, so that we can compare our sales over and over here.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think we are done with the major part also, and
Yes.
the next part
Also done.
also. Okay, so let's move to our next
Which is
topic.
formatting. Yes.
Yeah, so here,
Designing
before
formatting.
starting this particular slide, I would like to tell you that from this slide onward, we are going to convert the look and feel of our report.
Yes.
So
So by
yeah,
the
just
use of this format pen, which has been provided by the Power BI visuals. So as and when you change the visual, according that all the properties are being changed, right? So Power
yeah,
BI visuals are provided some basic features like if you want to apply any headers or you want to uh, add any tool, sorry, legends or data colors and labels. So you can
yeah,
use this formatting pen. By the use of this, you can change your look and feel for the any particular visual, right?
yeah.
So
So
these are the
moving,
some common properties has been added for the information, right?
yeah. So moving to the for practical part, let's
Yeah.
now change our look and feel so that our this boring report, okay, absurd report should start looking like the report we are actually having here.
Yes.
Okay, so for the certain transformations, let's start with this particular left side panel. So what I want for first is that one box that should be blue. So we can add shapes from the inside tab. There is a shape
Yeah.
option. Okay, given to you. There is a shape. Okay, you can do here. Okay, yeah. So this looks, I think, perfect. Now
Yeah.
you can see that this particular box is overlapping our visuals. So what I want that this shape should go backward up to our visual. So what I can do, I can select this, go to format, and there is an send backward option, and just click to send to back, and all the visuals are coming forward.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So we are done with the first part. Now, the second is that color is not appropriate for the color purpose. I am actually having, let's check. Yeah, a palette already set with me. Yeah. So you can search for any palette on this website, Color Hunt, where you will be getting the hex code for any color. You can use that code for generating the same color inside Power BI. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just copying this hash code for this dark blue. Okay, and what I can do, I can select this particular. Now here is our format shape option. Okay, this is different for our shape type. For visual, there will be a format pan option. So what I want is that first of all, style. I don't want any border. Second, the color should be either I can select a color from this given color options, or I can paste my copied hex
Customize. Yeah.
code here, And now see that particular same color is being generated in our Power BI. So now it is looking same as I wanted. And next what I want is that one name here so that I can show that what is going on inside this report. So there is a text option given here, text box. Okay, so you can just write. Okay, you can also select certain font size here and font style. I choose Verdana here, and let's say sales. Okay, and pieces, and I want it to be certainly big. Okay, the Verdana is not selected. I think, yeah, now it is being selected. And let's go with the 32 option. Yeah, 32 looks right. And second, I don't want its background to be there. Okay, background will be white default. Okay, this looks perfect. Yeah, now I can drag and drop this particular over my shape. Okay, the shape looks slightly small, so I can do one thing. I can give it a better width. And now the color is not matching the background, so I can do it to white color. Yeah, so now it is looking perfect, I think. Yeah, slightly here, and yeah, we are done. So what I want this particular three slices to be listed over my shape. So what I can do, I can select one by one them here, and let's also I'm having their height and width for with me, so we can do that particular stuff quickly. Going to the format your visual option. Okay, and the next, first of all, I don't want this white background. Okay, so what I can do, go to general effect, and if okay, it is turned off. And secondly, what I want is that I want to see if I click on this drop down, it is showing me white background, and also multiple selections are there. So I don't want multiple selections here. So in slicer, I can select single select. Okay, and second, we go to values, and we can change their font color to white. Okay, and also slicer header, we can go to the font color of white. As you can see, it start looking okay. The values are being white. So what I can do here, the font color should be black. And let's check. Okay, yeah. The thing is that we can do it is again white, my mistake, and the background should be blue, just like the one we are having in the back. See, now it is showing perfect. Just resize it. Okay, go to your properties, you can resize it. Okay, so the what are the slicers? Okay, let's say your height is 79, I want, and I want the width should be 174, and also I can position them from here itself also on the canvas, like X and Y coordinates. So what I can do is that I want it on the 40 on the horizontal axis and on to 208. So it looks fine. Yeah. So what I can do now is that I can copy the same property from this slicer to all the other slicers. Just select this particular slicer and go to format painter and just paint it. Okay, so again, for certain reason it is not showing. Yeah, see, it is being changed. And also I can again copy the format painter and also this one. Yeah. So the next thing is that I can change their size also. So first of all, let's quickly change their sizes. Or what we can do, this will be a effective option. Okay, the slicer should be 79 and this would be 174. And yeah, this looks nice. Again, it's 79 and 174. Yeah, so I think it looks fine. Yeah, you can align them by the guideline. Red guides are giving to you in Power BI, and you can select all them, go to format, for the alignment option, distribute vertically, so they are perfectly aligned to each other. Okay, so here also single select is on because only 1 month is visible. So for this slicer, don't want single selection. I want multiple selection to be on. Yeah, so now I can select all the month. See, all the month data is visible to me. Now, next also category is being selected as one, and I don't want one. It should be again multiple selection. Yeah. Okay. So let's format our visuals as we are able to see here. Okay. For that purpose, I'll be going here and let's go to format, and I don't want the axis title, and also I don't want y axis title. Okay. Okay, now I want color should be something like this divergent color. So the maximum value should have dark color and the minimum value should have a lower color. So what we can do is that we can go into our columns. Okay, there is an option for default colors, but we can use the function here. Okay, function gives us the option that how should it should be visible. So I am adding a middle color also. So this color should be a dark, and this should be from my color palette. It should be this one. Okay, and the second should be coming from this one. Okay, it is done. Clicking OK. Now we are done. Revenue by category. Okay, so I don't want the legend also because legend is looking totally absurd. Okay, what we can do, we can turn on data labels so that actual data labels are available, and also in the let's say the color should be, wow, I think it should be black. Yeah, now you can actually copy this property from this visual to this visual.
Yes.
So see, this visual property is being changing. See, now we are good to go. And also for this particular visual, I don't want to copy because the marker will be absurd. So what we can do, we can go to here and turn on the markers, the small bubble points, and also the marker color should be, let's say, dark blue, and also the line color should be dark blue. Okay, it is looking fine right now. So next, what I want is that as we have already seen the DAX functionality, we are trying to generate two cards. Okay, the card is from here. Oh, sorry, my mistake. I have been selected that particular visual. Okay, so card, and now you can drag and drop total sales into that. See, here is your visual property. Okay, so first of all, let's align them properly so that we can see them each. Okay, so the height should be 306, and I want it should be 417, and position should be, let's say, 217, and it should be like 95. Okay, and I also don't want its background. Also coming here, is aligning them with this particular visual. Okay, this looks fine. Yeah, this is fine. So next, I also don't want its background. So why don't I don't want background? Because there is a color option for me for the background. See here, it is given for me, so I can set the background color also. So canvas background should be like this color. Okay, it is done, and the transparency should be 0, so the color could be visible from the back itself. Okay, so see, this background from the visuals are looking not good. So what I am doing is that I am removing it from there. So general, from the effect. I don't want background. Here also I don't want background, and here also I don't want background. Okay, this looks perfect, but here what I want is visual border with the rounded corner of, let's say, 10. Okay, and its value, it's I think much bigger right now. I want 30%. Yeah, it's looking perfect now. Okay, same I will copy for quantity here. Yeah, and replacing total sales with total quantity. So I am having quantity in sales only. So here it is units. Okay, so I am just replacing units from here. And what I can do for this revenue by month name, I can drag and drop it. Okay, and also I don't want their access titles because they are already self-explanatory.
Yes.
Yeah, so titles are gone. Okay, and certain changes from here this side. Yeah, and certain from the above. Yeah, it looks nice right now. So we are going from somewhere else to now look and feels are good. And let's try to also, the marker for this particular should be on, not marker, data labels. And I want to be shown upward. Okay, so position should be above and their color should be black itself. Okay, see, they are looking perfect. Okay, so what I can do, I can copy these three things from here. First of all, this, and that by the background. Okay, and I can paste it on the other sheet also. Okay, here I don't want these two things. Okay, I'm deleting it here because I have already copied from the other page. Okay, here it is. Don't sync the slicers. Okay, let's make it go backward. Okay, and I can change it from here also. Just copy from here. It's formatting on this particular visual. Yeah, it's changed. So again, I'm changing its, let's say, width and property. It should be 79 and it should be 174. Okay, looks nice. Okay, they are already aligned perfectly, I think. So what I can do right now is that I have already selected here 2010 and I don't want a single selection from here. So go to visual, slicer settings, single selection should be off. And now all the year data is being showed here. Yeah. For this particular, what I'm selecting is that it should be revenue by country. Okay, it should be 331 and it should 556. And in the position, what I want is that it should be 217 and 95. Okay. For this particular visual, I am just using the reference option. Yeah. Okay. So we can also change this particular visual so that it can look like this one. Okay.
Yeah.
This particular visual. Okay. So, okay. So what we can do, go to visual, center label should be on. Okay. and it should be, let's say, black. Yeah, and the detail label should be also on, and I want the outer lines to be listed like this one, so they are perfectly visible. I want color to be black. Okay, and also it does look like good. The color should be black, and there it should be like this one. Yeah, it looks fine, but I want a legend too here, and it should be on right. Their values color should be black. Yeah, it does look like good. Yeah, so coming from our total sales by metrics, okay, we can just drag and drop here, drag and drop here, and go to our format pane. I want preset should be none. Okay, grade should be okay. Let's first of all change the header part. The text should be white and background should be dark blue as our shape. Okay, and also with the column header, row header, I want it should text should be, let's say, white, and background should be lighter than the previous color. So let's change the color from our palette. Okay, and again what I want is that grand total should be like same as my column header, not it should be white, my mistake. Okay, yeah, so it's looking perfect. And one last thing, that values should be alternating so that we can read them perfectly. So it should be white and this should be, let's say, this one. Okay, okay, and what I want is that in the row header there is another option which is banded row. Yeah, so we are good to go. And the last thing, I think my report start looking what I wanted. So let's go to our next slide.
Yes, which is types
Types
of
of
filters. Yeah. So before going into the filter section, we should know that what is filter, right? So filter is nothing but to reduce the size of your data, right? Suppose if you have tons of amount of data and if you want to display only some sort of data in on your visuals, so at that moment you need filter, right? So for the filters, there are three types of filters available in Power BI desktop, which is visual level filter, page level filter, and the last one is report level filter. So let's see
Okay,
the first
so
one.
for the
Yeah.
explanation part, you can already read it. What are the type of filters they are used for the filtering your pages? So I think we should directly move to practical sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I want is that I want here top 5 products, okay, which are giving me maximum revenue. So I can use the filter pane here by selecting this visual, and I can give a filter here, which is visual level filter. What I want is a top n products, which are top 5 products in the basis of revenue itself, I think. Yeah, and click apply and
Yeah.
see all the
So
visuals are coming here. So it's a visual level filter which is
yes.
only applied on this particular selected visuals. In the page level filter, if you apply certain filter over here, that filter will be reflected on the every
Whole
other
page.
visuals, yeah, available on your selected page. And the report level filter, which is filters all page, that filter will be applied on the given pages which you have created, like sales and other analytics.
Yes.
Yeah, so the next thing is that our bookmarks
So
and selections
bookmarks and
are.
yeah. So bookmark is nothing but it captures the current state of your report page, right? So
Yeah.
whichever the filters you have applied or sorting orders you have applied on your existing visuals, and that state you want to capture. So at that time, you need to use this bookmark option. Also, there is a selection pane available in Power BI Desktop to select any visuals for your uh, to create any state for your bookmarks, right? So
Mhm.
at that time, you can use this selection pane to select any visuals. Yeah, and after creating bookmarks, you can also apply these bookmarks on the buttons button
Yeah.
click events so that you can switch between any pages or whatever the action you can achieve.
Yeah, so let's see a practical over here, just a small
Yeah,
practical. We can give a page navigation here also. Okay. So what I want two buttons here so that I can switch between sales page and other analytics page. So there is an
yes,
option in the insert tab. You can go to buttons and there is a navigator option, and you can also use this reset button and back button for your page. And I want just a page navigation button. So all
yes,
the selected given are here. Okay, so what I can do, I can drag and drop it here, and I can just control click between these two pages to switch. Okay,
yes.
yeah, so
So this is the, yeah,
I want same navigator to be displayed on the next page also, so that I can come back to this page. So I can copy and paste it over here. Okay, so I can control click and go to the sales page option. Yeah, since our with these small transformations and manipulations and formatting
yeah,
and filters and text, our basic and small report is being created. So this is how you create reports and dashboards in Power BI with the help of different functionalities and visuals. So yeah,
yeah,
this was a small session and workshop for your Power BI. Yeah, so if you want to learn anything further, you can contact me and Darshil
yeah,
for a full course, and you can get our contact from the Vedanti madam from Paro University itself. And
yeah,
thank you for inviting us as an expert to be delivering this particular session.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
Okay,
yeah,
sir. I think this session is over.
yeah,
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. What an interesting topic this is. I deeply appreciate the wonderful post you made, the clear and very effective way in which your presentation, sir. Please accept our heartiest congratulations and thanks for the great presentation or effectively deliver at the webinar. We greatly appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
yeah. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you.